Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. Thank you all for joining us today. Hi, chat. Good to see some familiar faces. Wow, it's Monday and it feels like a Monday, but we are here and we are excited. I'm your host, Alexis Bustos. Joining me this Monday is the brilliant Brijhette, senior designer at Adobe. So get ready for an exciting XD stream with an actual, true, real-life pro. You heard that here. If you have any questions, you're asking a pro, literally. So I'm excited. I know I'm excited to learn from you. How are you today?
Doing good. Ready to go.
Ready to go. I'm stoked to get started.
Yeah.
And before we do, why don't we take a look at the schedule, because it is the same today as it is tomorrow. Early this morning, we had Brandon come on and work in Adobe. It was pretty great, followed by the awesome Paul Tranny doing a creative challenge. And then we had Tyler Pate and Voodoo Val. I actually listened in on this stream. They illustrated a hamburger. Illustrators really do have all the fun. And then we had the Illustrator Creative Challenge, and now we are here, and we're doing the Adobe XD workflows and pro tips. And make sure to stick around. We have the XD Creative Challenge directly after this stream. So if you're ready to kind of flex your XD muscles, make sure to tune in. Jesse Showalter is awesome. And then we have the fabulous Alice Lee with Doodle Therapy. So that's the schedule today and tomorrow. You know, that's why you're here. If you're joining us from YouTube, hi, welcome. Jump over to Behance to come check out and see this awesome community at work. Some of the actual artists' profiles are up, and you can see these beautiful projects. And yeah, I'll keep an eye on the chat. If you have any questions for Brijhette, I can't wait to get started. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? And I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn, man.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Brijhette. As you know, I work at Adobe, and it's been great. Recently celebrated 1 year with the company, so really enjoying it so far. My background is actually in architecture and structural engineering, and kind of been in design for about 5 or 6 years. And I'm hoping to do some small business type things today for folks. So.
Oh, nice. Right, because you're on the, you work specifically within growth. Can you tell us a little bit about that and kind of your role at Adobe?
Yeah, so the growth team is fairly new, probably about 2 years or so. The team has been around in this kind of current capacity. We run a lot of experiments. And so if there's something that's just kind of weird about a particular user flow, or maybe folks are having a hard time understanding how to use something, or even just letting folks know about new features, we design experiments to see, hey, maybe if there's a part of the user experience that's broken, where is it? And then after that, how to find it and then design something that is better for that. So
truly doing
cool.
the UX work, like that necessary work. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So a lot of your work today is going to focus around kind of like that growth mentality, maybe understanding what a small business might need in terms of marketing. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your 1 year. That's a big achievement.
Feels like longer, but I still, it's a big company, so there's still so much to learn. So it just feels great. Really enjoying it so far.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to get started whenever you are.
All right, cool. So yeah, let me know what the chat is saying.
Definitely.
My idea is let me see if I can bring up the document here. Let's see. I've got a nice Adobe Live folder on here. Just have to locate it. Here we go.
Yeah. Let's see. We're having some people say hi. Let's just say hi really quick. Where's everyone coming from? Toronto. Hello, Toronto. How are you doing today? It's really great. It's really great to hear where everyone comes from. I'm over in San Francisco. Brijhette, you're also in San
Yeah,
Francisco or
Oakland,
Oakland?
Oakland. Yep.
Oakland. So we got the Bay Area here on the stream. If anyone else is around, let us know. Yeah, I love hearing where people are tuning in. It's always interesting when people are tuning in like the middle of the night. It's on the other side of the world. We've definitely had viewers over there. So if you're up late, thank you for joining us, but get some sleep. Get some sleep.
Yeah, go to bed. All right, cool. So I just wanted to do a quick outline of what I think we're going to do today. The first is I would love to have the chat's help to find a free Photoshop social media template. I have some few that I've picked out, but if folks have something that they're interested in, let me know. Then after that, we'll do some basic modifications to that template in Photoshop. And I'll just kind of show you how the layers have out. And you'll notice that any Photoshop template from Adobe Stock or even inside of Photoshop itself kind of has the same layer structure. And so you can kind of reuse that. Then we'll get started with XD. We're going to be making a GIF today. And I'll be really relying on the chat to help direct some of the design decisions. I've not made the GIF before. And we'll kind of just make some animations in that GIF that move, just something small. And then we're going to record the animation in XD, which will be saved as a movie file. And then from there, I'll kind of just give you a few tips on how you could add that to your Instagram or to Facebook ads or something like that for your business.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So anyone who's just getting started with the business, which a lot of designers are, you're your own boss for at least maybe you're doing freelance for a portion of your time. This is a great little hack into using tools that you have to create something quickly. This is awesome.
Yeah, it should be pretty cool. So just to kind of get us started, let me actually go and start to share. Here we go. So I've just typed in here to Adobe Stock, free Photoshop social media, and you will see that we get a whole bunch of cool templates. And so this is something, I'm not logged in with my special account or anything, I am an Adobe employee, but I'm just not logged in at all. Mm-hmm. And you can see that these are completely free. I can license these and use these now. And so this here is the one that I recently chose in Photoshop. But yeah, let's hear from the chat. Are there any templates on here that are looking just very delicious to you? Are you guys cool with this one?
So I really like that one. I mean, that one's it's pretty great how different and varying these styles are, right off the bat. Let's see, anybody in the chat? I know I personally like the one actually that you had your hover over. That one's interesting.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let me just kind of poke up here. So the cool thing about Stock 2, just a shameless plug, is that when you click on it, you can open it right in the app. And so that's kind of nice. So these are all Photoshop templates. And so these will be, opening in Photoshop, but there's tons that have like Photoshop and an Illustrator template and a other template. And so you can kind of just get them there quickly. So yeah, sounds like we're going to go with that guy. All right. And in addition, I'll be kind of poking any free images that we need. I'll be taking them here from Adobe Stock or from Unsplash. And so, yeah, that's kind of the image sources that we'll be using.
Very cool. Very
kind of just move that over. All right. So here we are. We are in Photoshop. Let me kind of move the window there. All right. So if you were to download that template, that we just looked at, you would see a file that looks like this. So it's pretty cool because you can see that all of your major things are available here. You could do a Twitter banner, you could do a Facebook post, a cover photo for Facebook, a graphic for YouTube, like if you wanted to do like a thumbnail for your videos. Mm-hmm. And then you also have the Square social media post. So this is the one that we're probably going to be using if we wanted to make a GIF, because then if you upload that to Instagram or Facebook, it's looking nice and sexy. So that is the one that we are going to be using.
Very, very nice. Yeah, I see a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people posting on social media where you can tell like their sizes are off. You can tell like right off the bat. They maybe have not really understood kind of how these sizes translate. So it's really cool when the fact that this template's here, sizes are correct. Someone's done all that work for you.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. So you'll see here that here are all of the layers for ones, and we're going to be focusing on, whoops, I'm using a Windows computer today. I usually use Mac, so bear with me here. Just do it the old school way to zoom in.
Austin has a really great question.
Yeah.
So Photoshop and Illustrator can heavily be incorporated into XD. Absolutely, actually, pretty seamlessly, and vice versa. You know, you want to talk a little bit how these Adobe products kind of talk to each other when you're creating something and kind of move. And you're going to show us for sure, but if you wanted to kind of answer, yeah.
No, that's a great question. So in XD and in Lightroom and several other Adobe apps, you can edit something directly in Photoshop, which we'll see in a moment. Now, sometimes it depends on kind of how you want to link your file. Mm-hmm. So if I were to if I had an image, right, and I had that in XD, and say, I don't know, the lighting of the image was off, I could very quickly just right click on that image, go to edit in Photoshop if I have Photoshop installed, mm-hmm. and then it would pop up a Photoshop dialog, and I can just change my lighting and then click save, and then I don't have to do anything else. So I love stuff like that because it kind of reduces how bloated XD might get if it had all of the imaging tools and all of this, you can kind of just use the suite of the apps and let each app do its thing, do its
specialty.
Specialty.
So So Photoshop is for creating and editing basically images first and foremost, add in your graphics and your typography and whatnot. But XD is specifically, for the most part, used as a prototyping tool or a wireframing tool. So it's really amazing, when that the software can talk to each other like that and let each individual shine. So we're definitely going to see that, Austin. We'll see that as the stream goes on. I think there's going to be a lot of back and forth and talking between apps here.
Yeah, that's kind of my hope for sure. And speaking of talking with the apps, let me try something here too. We're just quick and go to the home of Photoshop. I just kind of wanted to show you that you can find templates right in Photoshop. So like in the beginning, I went to Adobe stock.adobe.com, around there for free templates. But right here in the app, you can also get some free templates. So if you go to create new, right up here at the top, photo, you can get a bunch of templates. See, boom, look at that, beautiful. Print templates, and these are all free, of course, free of charge, free. You can do stationery, business cards, posters. They have some social media stuff in here as well. See, does that look familiar? All of this stuff. So speaking of kind of how these services and apps are talking to each other, you can do this. You can get the free templates here in Photoshop. I know that Illustrator has a free template thing. XD has free UI kits. I mean, they're all.
I think I've primarily, if anybody is a more of a heavy XD user in the chat right now, the way a lot of these things could work that we've seen in these case studies is a lot of those, a lot of images that require you to overlay or have an option for an overlaying screen right onto a mockup. That's when it really becomes amazing, where these two apps talk to each other. Like I'll create a screen in XD and I'll just pop it over into Photoshop, into that mockup, and it can be this like high res image instead of kind of doing it all in XD or doing it all in Photoshop. Right? These are specialties for a reason. Awesome, cool,
yeah,
great question.
And that allows you, those questions are great because all of that connection, it allows you to do all of your edits in as non-destructive a way as possible.
Yeah.
And then if you need to switch something later, you're not scrambling again at the end. So, which I certainly don't like doing that.
Yeah. We love the seamlessness here. We're talking, It's just all smooth, trying to keep it smooth and cool here.
Word. All right, cool. So let's just kind of take a look at these layers. We can see here that we have this cool gradient field. Ooh la la, and that is this layer here. We also see that we have some text. So we see this beautiful Latin here. That's this guy up here. Then we see the Great Summer Sale. And then we also have a website one down here. So just so you all can be familiar with the layers. We also have these other design elements in here. And then those are, what's what by just going and turning off stuff. Okay, these are all the white ones. These are the yellow ones. These are the little dashes in between. So you can kind of go and let me also see if I can make this a little bigger. One moment. So you can really see the names of the layers. I wanted you guys to see that, but you can see that it says change element name color. Here we go. Change half circle strokes color. So you can see all of the layers and what you can change right here in the template, from Adobe. So it's kind of cool. Yeah. All right. So let's get started. If anyone from the chat has an idea, what kind of products should we be focusing on for this sale? And we'll start with that.
That's interesting. Yeah, what kind of products? So are we thinking the small business, maybe like a mom and pop shop?
Yeah. Something local, something in your community. Maybe someone can throw out their names of their favorite places, and we'll kind of design a fake thing for them,
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, if anyone has any places that are like, really need an extra marketing material during this time, throw it out. We'll use their actual name. I'm trying to think of some around me. There's a really great bagel place nearby, but I think they're doing okay. Right. So, we have some questions. Are we doing apparel? Are we doing maybe art supplies? Maybe it's an art supply store. Plants. Plants is a big one right now. Plants.
Heck yeah, man.
Love plants.
All right. I think we're doing plants.
Yeah. Okay. Fan favorite for plants. Excellent. All right. Plants.
Awesome. Cool. So what we're going to be doing is I'm just going to name this text. So I'm going to name this, I don't know, come. Something's up with my keyboard. Just a second. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. Come to our new plant nursery. Whoops. Aha, I have German on. That's why. Okay, let me fix that. Happens a lot. Sure, I'm not the only one there.
Plants are great. Plants are a fan favorite. We're getting more people saying plants. I actually am a big fan. I mean, maybe that was the source of inspiration. I have the plants behind me.
All right, cool. So we've got our come get your new plants today. And, we'll just keep it simple because we really want to get into so I won't go too crazy on this template, but know that you can do a lot of cool stuff. And if anyone has keep forgetting to select the layer there. If anyone has come on now. If anyone has a plant shop that they would like to put here, anybody?
Yes. Website. We need a plant store names. There's some really creative plant stores out there. Something about watering, something about plant therapy. Like I just saw the name of a store somewhere. Does anyone have any really fun plant store names? I'm
at a loss.
I need to find more. I need to find some more.
I can go with plant therapy if no one else has a
plantor.
Which one? Which one?
I just have Cornell says plantor. Oh, here we go. Here's some more. Green treat. Ooh,
nice.
Green thumb.
Ooh, green thumb. Green treat. Thumb. There we go. No, that's kind of too much, I guess.
Okay, here's a good one that starts with the. It goes the green plant place. That sounds perfect.
Okay, great. So we're going to do that. The green plant place.com. Boom. Look at that. Okay, cool. Move it over a little bit. All
Wow,
right.
you really opened up a door here in the chat with plant store names.
Great.
People are definitely inspired. We have Little Shop of Horrors as well. And I just love that. I love the musical references.
That's excellent. I
Oh
love
my
it.
gosh, Vanessa, the Bloom Bloom Room. Where have
Oh,
you been my whole
yes.
life? That is perfect.
That is awesome. That is super awesome.
If you're not opening that store, Vanessa, I will. I will.
Yeah, I
That
need
will
that
be
in my
my
life
side
as
hustle.
well. I definitely need that in my life. All right, cool. So it looks like we're almost there. So what I'm thinking we're gonna do, as we just kind of been chatting, let's go ahead and add the cool, beautiful plant image back here. That's what this gray area is. We can kind of easily replace this image. And then I think for the GIF, what I think would be cool is if we animated these swirls. So I
That
think
would be
that's what we're
fun.
gonna do. It's gonna be kind of tricky, but I think it'll be fun and it'll be very gift-like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way,
I can see that
you can
already.
totally, yeah. And by the way, you can totally change this text here. I'm just leaving it as Great Summer So, but you could totally change that and animate that as well, if we wanted to. Cool. All right, so let's head over and get some images. How about that?
Nice. I'm gonna read off a couple more of these plant names because they're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
so
I'm
good.
ready.
While you're looking for images,
Okay.
power plant, great.
Nice, nice.
Dr. Thumb's plant nursery.
Yes.
Let's see what else. The fault in our plants,
Oh
which
my
is
gosh, I
pretty
love
cute.
that. I love that.
Love it. You guys are creative. It's almost like we're on a stream with creative people or something. Like
Yeah.
we're a creative tools stream. Good job, you guys. Good job with that copy.
Yeah, that sounded amazing. I need some copywriters. Like I'm hiring all of you. So,
Yeah.
all right. I'm just gonna start to if there's any images here that are jumping out to people. I just typed in plant nursery. So
Yeah, I kind of
some
liked. There's one below. There's some that was. Let's see. There's one with flowers that look like they were in pots at a nursery. I think it keeps scrolling.
okay. This here?
Like maybe something like that, or maybe something even like, do we want to include like a person? Chat, what do you think? Like, is having a person in marketing material for a plant nursery important? Do we want to just showcase the flowers? Oh, that's the one I liked right above, with the
This one?
to the top left.
This
Top
one?
left. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know, something about that one. I'm just, even from here, I'm like, okay, I'd buy that. Flower shop than a plant nursery. So
okay. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see. We have some. Oh, we have another. Oh, nice plant pictures. Yeah.
the
Let's
succulents. Succulents are.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Looking real good. Real good. Okay, cool. So let me make sure it downloaded. Person hugging plants.
Hugging plants.
Oh, we're getting more people hugging each other. That's
people
okay.
hugging amongst plants.
Yes. Well, we tried.
Amazing.
Cool. I think we have some good options though. All right, cool. So we've got some nice options down there. And let's head back over to Photoshop. All right, cool. So here is where we are going to replace the image. And so let me just remember how this works. So one of these.
Yeah, I think it might. Are you just trying to drop in an image just to that? I think it's the gray. Yeah.
The grayish one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Cool. Thank you. I kind of forgot a little bit. Okay, so here's the image where we're gonna drop in the plants. So I'm just going to, let me see if I can just drop it in.
Yeah, I like to say, like, I think everybody's first intro into any creative work is through Photoshop. So even though we may have like illustrators that stay in Illustrator, or people in UX designers in XD, I don't know. I feel like more often than not, everyone's first go of an introduction to Adobe is through Photoshop. So it's one of those things. Chat, how about you guys? What was your first Adobe ever product you were in? Mine was Photoshop, so it's always like my roots. But it's amazing. It's one of those like all-encompassing tools as well, right? You can always like link it
use it for everything.
Use it for everything. It works well with others. It's a fan fave.
And so
Yeah, Sam says definitely Photoshop.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, look at that.
Nice, there we go. So just to kind of recap what I did, I just brought the image in, resized it. I think that there's a way to replace this square, but I'm just going to leave it right now because I don't want to mess up the file structure, and I can always come back and replace this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I click save from here. That's one thing that I messed up on a lot when I was using the templates. I forgot to press save. I was expecting it to do it automatically. Right. So press save, click back over, and you're ready to go. Cool. So there we go. And it shows up in all of them, you see.
Seamless. Woo.
Seamless. So we're ready to go. Cool. So let me just get it back here. All right. So there's a few ways that we can do kind of this next step. We can see that some of it, I may actually need to darken the image a little bit. We see that it's a little hard to see. So let's just kind of try that out really quick for size.
And what's great is that you can go back into this specific image and like play around with it, edit it, and it will link directly into those other templates.
Yeah, it's really great.
Better. That looks a little bit, it's a little bit easier.
A little bit better, yeah. A little bit easier to read. And, you know, you could play around with fonts and stuff here. You know, we're just using the basics so far. But if I wanted to select this, I can go up here and get any font that I want. You know, all of this, every part of this template can be customized to whatever you need, which is cool.
Nice.
All right. So I think the next thing that we can do is we're going to try to export this. So then we can bring that into Adobe XD. And then the other thing that I wanted to try is to kind of separate these, the little curly things so that we can start to animate those separately. So it's gonna be tricky, but I think we can do it.
I think we're up for the challenge here.
Okay, yep. Cool. All right, so I'm going to export artboards. I mean, you can just do a quick PNG here, but you can also do exports to files, which is also great. Let me go over to the Adobe Live folder. All right, cool. So we should have this guy exported. Now, let's go ahead. And I'm going to try to isolate the little curly cues so that I can use them independently. So I'm just going to turn off all of the layers. This is kind of a hacky way to do it, but it might work.
It works, you know, whatever works.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. Yeah, everyone's giving their kind of intro to Adobe products over in the chat. It was really sweet. Stevens was Adobe Illustrator and the pen tool. My design tutor, awesome. He said, my design tutor said you will need to learn this if you want to get anywhere. So I took that on board. The pen tool.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah. A lot of people are illustrators. Okay, Photoshop also. Okay, we got some like Photoshop, Illustrator kind of dueling it out in the chat.
Illustrator for me. Illustrator was my intro.
Yeah. So it is the OG. I mean, it is real. Yeah. It's the real one.
Okay.
Nice. So you've just isolated those illustrators.
Yeah. I'm going to try to do it. I hope this idea works out. This is kind of the fun of doing it live. Pray. Hope for the best.
We're here for you. Only good vibes and support. You're doing great.
All right. Cool. So we've got kind of, I can see that they're there. And so that's good. And so now what I'm going to do is turn off that layer. Now it's like, okay, I can't really see what's behind. So, but ones that I want are indeed alive. So it's going to be these two. So now I'm going to try to just export just these by themselves. Now I do not have to turn off all of the layers, but I'm just going, we'll see. I'm going to export it as a PNG so it doesn't have a background. Okay, hopefully that worked. And we'll go see in a minute. So, all right, cool. So here's my Adobe Live folder. And I think, oh, yep, they're there. They're definitely there. They do still have the background though, so I'll have to figure that out. But I think we can get there. But we do at least have the others. So let me just go back and make sure I get the others exported. Good exporting vibes. Turn everything back on.
Clean, everything in the right place, all organizing, exporting moment.
Yep.
So what is the a lot of this is around kind of that idea of like putting things on social media. Why is that, do you think, in your opinion, important for companies, small businesses to get on board with and understand? And also, why is it so good for it to be easy to do? So you could talk a little bit.
Absolutely. I think that, and one of the reasons why I wanted to focus on gifts today is because we really live in a video world. And a lot of people watch videos on social media, especially before shelter in place for most of us. You would watch the videos or the GIFs or whatever on mute, so there's no sound necessarily. It's just visual. And so I think that GIFs, especially for social media, are powerful because you don't have to make a movie necessarily, but you can just move a couple of elements and get the attention of someone who's scrolling by. And then, you have on your products and on your business. I think that it's also something that, like with social media, we all use it, most of us anyway, in some capacity. And so it's something you can do themselves. Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, they all have kind of, they have a social media aspect to them, and it's easy for just average folks to upload things. They don't have to have it doesn't have to be super polished or beautiful.
Yeah,
they can still make an ad out of that and get some revenue, which is great.
Absolutely. It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. And like we've spent less than 15 minutes here kind of doing this, and the fact that somebody could just open up Photoshop and just like play around a little bit, export a PNG, have the right dimensions, and upload it themselves it's really tremendous. And I know as the years go on, it's only going to get easier and easier for anybody. You don't have to rent out billboard space anymore. It's all here, and it's easy to use, and it's accessible, and now we have you showing us, so it's so it's perfect. So now you have a tutorial even, so no excuse for anybody not to be up on their social media game, especially small businesses.
Word.
Nice.
All right, cool. So here you can see that this is what the ad would look like. And we can put this on social media now. Like, this is ready to go. Like, you don't have to do anything. So if you didn't even get to the animating part, you already have something beautiful that you can enjoy and use. Yay. Nice. And we have it we didn't do all of the text here, but we have it started for these as well, which is great.
Perfect. Okay,
cool. So now what I'm going to try to do is kind of set up the XD file. I may have to re-export some of those images and turn off more layers and things like that so that I get just what I want. But we can go ahead and get started in XD. So I'll actually close XD so that we can, whoops. Oh no, I don't have to do that actually. Discard this document. Okay, we'll just start over because I want folks to just see from the beginning how we start. Let me just make it bigger. All right, cool. So right when you open up XD, you'll see some recent files here. To bring your attention to is the custom size. So we saw here in Photoshop that the size of a standard social media post that's square is 1080 by 1080. So that is going to be the custom size that we put here. And that'll be great because then XD will drop us with an artboard that's our size. I'm sure many folks knew that, but doesn't hurt to redo it again. And let's see, I am having some keyboard issues with the shift here. There we go, great. There we go, cool. All right, so we have the custom size. And what we're gonna do, the idea that I have anyway, is that we're going to have 4 artboards So let's kind of look back at the image, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to animate these, make it bigger as well. If we're going to animate these, and there are 4 of them,
Mm-hmm.
it might be best to start by making 4 different PNGs or 4 different exports that have one of these on it. So it kind of flashes on and off. Bloop, 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 bloop. You know, you can have something like that. And then you can have that be in a loop or something like that. Now, of course, you could get super fancy. You can have these things rotate. You can have them dance. You could have them come in and out. You could do a bunch of stuff just with these else. So yeah, I think we're going to start easy with just exporting kind of like a frame by frame animation, you know. So the first one is going to have just this one. The second one's going to have, you know, both this one and this one. The third one's going to have 1, 2, and 3. The fourth one's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll start like that, and then we'll get a feel for it. And then with any extra time, we'll really kind of spice it up a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just a true storyboard. Like this, and this. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Should be good. So now I just have to remember which ones are what again. So,
well, while you're doing that, I can answer some questions in the chat about some the daily challenges. So today is the first day of the daily creative challenges. Obviously it's Monday. We have Jesse Showalter coming through right after the stream. So if anyone's looking for those, there will be one right after. But today we'll be talking about portfolio reviews. And if you look in the chat, we have a portfolio review tab. And that's going to be our vibe today. So tomorrow we'll be going over the creative challenges you did today. So I know some people are asking about them and where to find them. Sam just dropped a link in the chat. Thank you, Sam. And then yes, in about 53 minutes, we'll be looking at portfolios. So here's your chance to have a portfolio reviewed by a senior designer at Adobe. We will be gentle, but we will be true.
Word.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Let's see. So the thing that I'm wanting to do now is actually just remove the background here, like that. That's the thing I'm trying to get rid of right now. So if you guys are looking at me like, what is wrong with her? That is what I'm doing or trying to do anyway. Let's see. I don't want to be too non-destructive, but I did want to get these out. Any Photoshop? Yeah, I see that they're on the layer, but when I try to export it, it's still... Can
you open up that as individual?
Let's try that.
Yeah, and then actually export from that file that it opens up to.
Yeah, let's give that a shot. Huh. Yeah, but when I click on this, it's a color. They've added the color in there instead of the file. This is gonna be fun. Okay.
We're just troubleshooting real time.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I guess we'll try layers to files and just see what happens. I don't know. So, let's just see what occurs. This is the name of the game, So,
Oh yeah. Well,
we can only do visible layers. And I'm probably gonna get a bunch of stuff, but let's just try it. Let's just see.
Yeah, it's all about trial and error. We're just figuring. Yeah. This is kind of the essence of the creative process. No one's gonna argue that.
Yep. Whoa. Okay, it's putting all the layers in Photoshop, or it's going through them all. Hopefully we'll get some. Let's see what it's looking like over here. Are we getting any layers? Looks like we are. Okay, so we're getting stuff coming out. Okay, so while that's going, let me see if I can. Oh, I really would like to stop it, but I don't know if I can. I went too far too soon.
I'm wondering if layers, if I'm wondering if there's a moment where you can actually like save the layers from
Yeah,
the actual image you're working on in Photoshop into XD. I feel like that might be a
there totally is a thing.
possibility.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
totally
just
a
drop in.
thing. I did it the longest route possible. Okay, hopefully it'll. Yeah, I'll just have to let it go.
Yeah,
So
no worries, no
while
worries.
we'll get over here though, we'll get over here. While that goes, I don't have to use up too much time. So I'm just going to, if I words, um, I'm going to do that now. Let's see. I'm using Windows for the first time with XD, and so I'm having just weird Zoom issues, but it's cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're just doing it. We're just doing
doing it.
yeah, it'd be it's great to see kind of somebody want to use XD in a more like animation, using more of animation driven ideas.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of amazing prototyping features that don't get a lot of don't I mean they get a lot of play, but it's good to see it and it's in a context that's quick and easy and like just throw it out into the world as a GIF. I haven't seen that yet with XD, so I'm excited to play around with that myself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool. We started using them. We started using XD for GIFs for our team.
Mm,
I mean, I love After Effects, but sometimes we just needed something really fast, So
right.
it was absolutely fine. All right, so I've got four artboards here, and I'm going to plug in called Rename It, and that is just going to allow me to rename all of these artboards quickly. So I'm just going to name it, I don't know, summer sale, or I'll do plant summer sale. Plant summer sale. And it'll start from 1 and it'll be an ascending sequence. So you can see down here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Rename them, and you see all of the artboards are now named, and I didn't have to go in and do each one, right? That
Awesome.
is
Love that plugin.
Takes too long. Yeah, rename it is
That's the pro hack right there. That plugin's great. Especially doing it at the front too. Oh man.
yeah,
Renaming
still going
renaming
here.
layers. Oh, wow.
Haha, let's see. I wish that there were a way to just say, I'm not interested in doing this anymore. But that's okay. What we'll do is we will just get started in XD. Let's go ahead and bring in the one that I had made that was already done. We can at least get started with that. Don't have to wait around too long. We see they're definitely coming in. It's just did the long way. So we'll go with this square one right here, right? Cool. So we see that it's done. Actually, I'm thinking of another idea that we could do. It may not be for this, but another way that you could do this, if you have something that was simpler, is that you could go, you could just, you could do something like this. So I could open this in Photoshop, erase that, erase that, erase that. So that would be something that if it was simpler, like this is quite complex. There's a gradient and all of that, so it might not be the best choice, but that's something that we could do if we wanted to.
Right,
Yeah.
theoretically, right.
Yeah. Because you could just open this right in Photoshop and edit it. All right, cool. So let's see if we have any progress over here. Oh man, I didn't expect that to be so rough, but it looks like we may have. Okay, let's go back to I might go back and kind of just close it so that we can move on here.
Yeah. So some people in the chat are talking about just how they go at learning things through After Effects, and I've noticed a lot of conversation in the chat around how things kind of like seem like they can be complicated, but it's just really about time and how long you spend with something, and you really kind of you learn shortcuts. These are the things that these tools are very powerful.
Definitely.
And I think I was watching another stream and they were talking about how important it is to learn the keyboard shortcuts for all of these tools. And is that something that you feel like you, as a working at Adobe now, it's like the shortcuts for the shortcuts type of deal?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because as I'm doing the live, I'm trying to not use the shortcuts because I know that folks can't see my screen.
Right.
But usually I have, it's just it's just like claw fingers, just trying to get it all. But yeah, I'm definitely accustomed to that. So hopefully we'll be done here soon.
Yeah, and if anyone's just joining, our stream right now, welcome. First off, let us know where you're joining from. But we're right now taking a look at how these two and we're talking a little bit about like how easy it is, and it's really and it's happening,
Yeah, it's happening now.
It's happening now. We're troubleshooting real time, but it's actually happening.
Had a little snafu, but we're ready to go.
But yeah,
right,
but welcome to the stream if you are just joining. And remember, today we're doing portfolio reviews and not daily creative challenge submissions. So if you have a portfolio and you're really jonesing for someone to take a look at it, give you some feedback, some real time stuff, submit it, get onto our Discord, and you may get picked.
Cool. All right, so it looks like we are finally back in business. And I think what we're going to do, since that was an unsuccessful attempt, we are going to draw some cool circles in Adobe XD. I think that'll be a little easier because all of the layers have background on them. So we'll just do it like this for now. Cool. So sorry about the weirdness there, but we are ready to go now again. So let me export this guy. I almost used a shortcut, So I'm trying not to do that so that folks can see. Okay, cool. So can close that off. All right, we are finally in business. All right, so going to bring our new image in. Okay, where did it go? This is the one that doesn't have anything on it, which is what I wanted. Bring it into XD. Man, Windows is so different from
Sure is.
Mac.
Yeah.
Sure I'm like, it's obvious that I'm like, wait, I never designed on this computer. This is my computer for coding and stuff, I'm like, what am I doing? Okay, cool.
I feel like, I feel like a lot of our a lot more people are designing now on their Windows computer. It's been Mac for a very long time. I feel like there's some even parts, especially now as developers are kind of or have been coming more into the design space, as you might know. But it's one of those things. It's interesting to see, especially from someone who does and like yourself design on a Mac. What these tools look like somewhere else, and if those functions are similar or how different they are, and it's enlightening.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I've probably done like 1 or 2 Adobe projects on my Windows machine, but it's definitely pretty different. But not bad at all. It's just it's for me, different. It's just a new tool on a new environment. So
chat, let us know if I'm sure, and just to kind of get a poll, chat, what do you use? What is your computer that you design on, or what is
let's hear this.
Or what is your computer that you're using right now? Or are you on your phone? Or you're on your iPad. Honestly, I think iPad's going to be the future for all these tooling, right? So maybe it won't be it'll be a Mac, but it'll be a Mac product, but
right.
It won't be laptops anymore.
Absolutely.
Nice. Yes. So for anyone who's just joining us who's asking about the layering, so we were trying to work with it. We're working with 2 different Adobe products here, and we're trying to kind of create this full-sized image and in Photoshop, and then bring it into XD to then create a GIF and do some animation. So that's where we're at right now. It's gonna look great. We can't wait.
Hopefully.
Absolutely. So no doubt.
So my goal right now is to kind of recreate these curly cues in here. I'd hope to kind of use it right from the file, but that's okay. We're just gonna wing it. So I think what I can do is just click on. So I just double clicked. And then I can remove what I don't want. That didn't work so well, huh? That's okay. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, but I think you started with a circle, so you might have to use good old-fashioned pen tool for this one because it is a half.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. It's just, yeah, we're just gonna, what? All right.
It's really interesting, you know, a lot of these tools, like they're so remnant of others. So, you know, the pen tools, yeah, I always think of Illustrator and just like having every single ability that that pen has there, but in our XD, it's a little bit different.
Yeah. Yeah, Illustrator is my baby, you know. There is a trick for getting this. Oh, come on, you can do it. You can do it. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. This is not this is not what I wanted. All right. Okay, we'll just try with the circle. I don't want to use up too much time on that. This happens all the time, though. This is this is a part where no one is seeing that you just start Googling stuff, you know, or like trying to learn the tool.
Right.
So this is completely part of the course, you know.
Absolutely. Quinn's talking about you maybe using a scissors tool, but I don't know if that's the same tool that we have we have in XD, right? That's a very Illustrator tool.
Very Illustrator tool. Yeah.
At the ends of these lines and different product.
Trust me, I thought about it.
Different product.
Yeah, different product. Yeah, but that was a feature to add because if you're using the pen tool, it'd be great to, you know, quickly get a nice round thing there. But
I mean, hey, it might be cool for them to actually be circles. Like, what if there's circles around the letter? That's kind of cool.
Just try that. Yeah. So we're gonna wing it here, guys. All right. So we've got our first one. I'm gonna try to kind of line it up there, and I'm going to group this so that now I can just reuse it again in other places. All right, so we're starting to get somewhere. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this file. I'm gonna use this one because I, you know, made some modifications, as you can see. Use this one to determine the placement, and then I'm just going to copy it in the exact same place on all of the others, and then we'll be ready to kind of start to animate.
Nice.
So yeah, so I'm gonna just move this guy over here. You know, we're just gonna, a little bit different, but that's okay. This is how it goes. And I'm gonna make this border the same color by just choosing that. Then same thing down here. Whoops. I forgot the duplicating. It's a little different shortcut on the Windows. Okay.
All right. Norris has a little bit of a fun. We don't have to do this, but Norris has maybe like a quick get around.
Please.
Let's see. Double click the shape, then click on the point you want to delete. Hold Option Delete, and then you can delete any point. I mean,
let's try it.
Kind of what you did. It's kind of what you did. So I mean, why don't we try it out?
Yeah. I'm always open to new stuff. I feel like I use every single app, and so that means I don't know these little nuances for specific stuff, which is great to learn. Okay, so let's just try it over here. Okay, so you said double click, right, Norris? Okay, and then you said Option Delete.
Hold Option and Delete. Let's see.
Let me see. Just making sure it's the right. Yay! Thank you.
There you go.
This is awesome. Woo!
Norris for the win.
Yeah, seriously, man. All right, cool.
And with the assist, love it, chat.
Thank you, guys. That's great. It's so much better. All right, cool. Whoops, I clicked off of it. So on Windows, it's Alt Delete. Or sorry.
There you go.
Wait, no, it is not. 1 second. I have to click on it again. Let me see. I just had it there. So I think it is Control Delete. There we go. Control. Cool. Thank you, someone. I will always.
Norris just coming in with the no worries.
Yes.
Very cool.
saving us. This is great. All right, cool. So that's great. So we can kind of, you know, we'll leave the yellow ones there, but we'll kind of use that shortcut to get this guy. I kind of deleted the wrong ones, but that's okay. We can just turn it around. And we'll just, let's see. And I guess I could also, this is not really the way, but to just make them different sizes, but we're gonna just.
It's a way. And it's
a way.
It's a way.
And this is the one thing about, it's getting really messy in here. So let me kind of shape that up so we can see. Okay, it's not looking too bad, not bad. A little bit off, but not bad. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna group that as well. And now, cool. And we can totally hook this up to look better. This is just to get the idea.
Oh yeah.
Because, yeah, this is, we can tell that it's not looking.
Proof of concept, right?
Yeah, not looking beautiful, not looking beautiful.
That's the beauty of XD. You can just like throw it all together. We're just trying to sketch it out. I like to refer to it as like a digital sketching tool, right? That's what I like that a lot for, right? It's just throwing together concepts, ideas. In this case, it's, colorful half circles, and some other cases it's gray squares. So it just depends. So yeah, it's the beauty of it. Just you can do it fast. I do love how speedy this tool is. It is.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome. And you were telling me, you'd actually are designing with XD.
Like
designing Adobe.
We design gifts with XD. Yeah.
Love it.
It's kind of funny, like you're designing Photoshop in Photoshop with Photoshop, or XD and XD with XD. And
yep. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. It's like
kind of funny,
Yeah. What a meta experience.
Yes. All right. So what I'm going through and doing now is just copying and pasting the circles that I had into their respective spot. So I think the first kind of animation sequence we can try and off. And then the second one, we can try some other stuff. So I'm just kind of, you can see me just poking them on there. Getting them in the exact spot that I want them. Not bad. And then, now on here, I can want to delete that. We can delete what we don't want. Okay.
We do so many fun things with these animation tools.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. Pretty rad. Okay. And this one, since it doesn't show up anywhere else, I could move it around if I really wanted to. We see that it's off, but let's just see what it's starting to look like. At least with the brief animations, we can poke those circles up later. All right, so heading over to prototyping now. So I think it would be cool. We can do a bunch of different things. You can use auto animate. If you wanted something to, I think auto animate would be cool if we had something rocking back and forth. It's like the same object. But then we can also just use the standard dissolve. So I'm just gonna connect the first one to the second one. And over here, I've got the tap interaction selected. Now, usually for GIFs, because I don't want to show myself interacting, I will actually use the time. So instead of because it's not like I'm showing a prototype or something, it's more just like a GIF that just plays by itself. And I'll set the delay in the beginning to be really long so that gives me time to record it, and then I can always chop the video up a little bit later, but it's harder to when I only have 1 second, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to record it right now. So I'm gonna actually put this at 4 seconds in the beginning. You can go up to 5. And then I'll just have, the standard transition, dissolve. I really like ease in, ease out as the animation curve. I think it just looks really nice. And in the beginning, I usually make the durations really long so that I can see what I'm doing, which is kind of just how I personally do it. So now that I have all those set up, I can connect the rest. And we see that this delay is not really long, so let's just bring that down, but everything else stays the same. Cool.
Nice.
So now we should see some stuff. And another thing I wanted to bring your attention to is if you want to use auto animate, it's really wise to name the layer the same everywhere. So this is group 4. This is called group 2, blah, blah, blah. So if I were using auto animate, which I'm not right here, I just had a standard one, I would want to go back and rename those. So just FYI, we don't have to do that right this second, but cool. So let's see if it looks good or not. All right. So it's a really long delay. Comes up.
Nice.
something like that. So they're really slow and they're really, not punchy yet, but I at
They're
least
subtle. Yeah, they're pretty
I see
subtle.
what I'm getting. Yeah.
They're moving, and like now you have proof of concept. So now you can really get in and move that around. I like that. Do you use auto animate for the GIFs as well?
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
All the time.
All the time. Yeah. It's pretty good for that. So yeah, I'm going to try and kind of make it more punchy, make it a little bit bigger.
Love that word, punchy.
Yeah.
Is that an industry term or?
It is a Brijhette industry term because
Love it.
needed to make a splash, so.
It's like the grown-up version of like make it pop.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we can really have fun with this. So if we wanted to even have like, a circle come off of here, we could really get fancy.
Oh yeah.
With this kind of stuff. And I'm gonna also just lock the backgrounds here so that I'm not, the background in this case isn't changing. You can do Control L for that as well. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna make this one really punch down here. So I'm just gonna change it to 3. Let's make it even more. Let's make it 8. Boom! Look at that.
That's
some of the centering could be. Let's see. There we go.
Yeah, that looks good. I like that.
This one down here is just kind of hanging out. It could even be bigger. We can just, I don't know. I'm just gonna make it really extend it, make it really obvious.
Kingsley said, definitely a music industry term.
Oh yeah, nice. That makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Sound punchy.
Yep. All right, so let's just kind of see how this is looking. Doop, doop. Really, really long, really, really long.
There you go.
Ooh. Looking a little bit better.
Very
that one at the bottom's kind of ugly. I could probably remove that.
Yeah, I like the long delay makes sense so that you can like kind of edit around it and like kind of just take what you need.
Yeah.
Have it just kind of be still for a moment before the animation starts, because that's the animation does, if you don't put a delay on it, it starts very fast.
Yeah. And especially especially if you were doing this on Windows, on it's like super easy to record and edit it in QuickTime really quick. Mm-hmm. To just like shave off that extra part. You don't have to do a bunch of work. You can just shave it off with Control Y on Mac, I think, to just cut it off in QuickTime, and then you're done. So that's really helpful. Okay, cool. So I think we have a semblance here of a GIF. So I'm gonna head over to prototyping now and just kind of make the animations faster. They're super slow and they fade a lot. So we'll make it something, I don't know, let's try something crazy.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm here for that.
Okay. Any ideas for what you all want this to be? This dissolve. You want it to like slide in a lot, so essentially going to be this element. Do you want it to like come in from the right, like boom, boom, or something?
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, I like the idea of it dissolving in as well.
Okay.
It might be cool. It's interesting. It's interesting that they're almost the same shape around this GIF. It might be interesting for them to. Would we want them to behave the same? Do we want them to be fun? This is really interesting work with in XD. I'm so used to making sure everything is the same if it's the same type of element. But this is a GIF. This is like essentially like a mini. These are essentially commercials nowadays, right?
Yeah, mini movies. Yeah,
little mini movies. So, how do you normally like prepare for one? Do you do like a storyboard of one? Do you have like a general concept, or is it just a lot of like playing around with what feels right?
Yeah, so we do a bunch of different things. Sometimes we will have like a movie, like say for example, if we're designing something to show a tutorial. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you'll have like a little clip from the tutorial that can at least get you kind of halfway there in terms of like a good idea for the GIF. But then other times we just start from scratch. And so a lot of times we will make GIFs that show part of the UI doing something, kind of to showcase a feature. Yeah, so I'll see if I can. I think I downloaded some of them, so I will try to show those if there's like a little bit of time at the end. Some of the GIFs that we've made in the past. Yeah. So as you were speaking though, Alexis, I had an idea for all of these kind of doing the same thing, kind of. We're gonna see if it works. I don't know. It could be really bad or it could be awesome. I guess we'll see in a minute.
I love straddling that line of like, this could flop or it could be amazing.
This could be.
That's the sweet spot you want. You don't want to play it. We're playing it safe.
Yeah, it's the designer's life. So I'm gonna go and I could use the rename it plugin for this as well. Like I'm going through right now and I'm renaming all of these circle so that I can use auto animate, and we'll just see we'll see how it goes.
Are there other plugins you use besides rename it?
Yes, I use. Let's just see. Let's see what we got back here. Oh, that is the. Okay, so I use Angle a lot for like if I'm gonna add some things to my portfolio. It's really nice because you can get these beautiful isometric views without a lot of work. Arranger really just arranges things in a nice grid. Many times I will have dozens or sometimes hundreds of artboards for a project, and so this kind of helps keep it tidy. And then my other favorite one might be the Google Sheets plugin, which I'll be talking about tomorrow. Nice. Those are my three favorite, probably Angle, Arranger, and Google Sheets. But I have others I like.
I love it.
So, yeah.
I love it. Those are such like professional favorites. Those are
they work great.
Getting work done fast.
Yes.
That's essentially what they should be, right? The plugins. Chat, if you have any plugins that you love, you want to give a quick shout out to, please.
Let's hear it.
Drop them in chat. We can talk about them. Maybe I'll learn one. I personally really like, this was just for fun. This honestly does not help necessarily add anything into my workflow.
Hey, if it adds to your life, it's fine.
What makes me happy is Wikify. Because
I don't know that one.
It basically, you can put in a topic, and it generates the Wikipedia page for it. So if I want to populate text with like plants or indoor plants,
love that.
It'll find the Wikipedia article and generate it. And honestly, I don't necessarily use it that often, but it makes me really happy that if my mind really isn't working and it can't come up with text, it's there. So sometimes,
I've got to get on that, man.
Chad, if you have any that help your workflow, that have improved your workflow, or that just make you happy, please.
Yeah, let's hear them. Because there's another one too called Hipster Ipsum. And it's it's placeholder text, but it's like lo-fi $4 toast or something like that.
That's
it's really fun.
Hilarious.
It's really fun. So let's see. Let me just see really quick if it's
it's a plugin even. Wow.
I think it's a plugin. I'm pretty sure. Let me look for it. Where is it? Oh, I don't see it here. But my friend just told me about it. Maybe it was a website and then she just brought it into XD. But man, it made me so happy, Yep. Oh man. All right, let's kind of see what this is looking like. So I've kind of gone through and done the auto animate. So I think we'll just see. Let's just see what it looks like.
Oh, nice. Here we go.
All right.
Ooh.
So it looks like these. And you saw the last one moved because it was the exact same.
Because the file's name was the same, or the layer name was the same.
The layer name as well as the paths inside were the same.
That looked pretty good.
So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, I see I have a mistake there. That's why that one didn't work. A little, let's see about this one. Let's see what was going on with this one. Okay, let's see if it works now. I can make the delay a little smaller since it's just, we're not getting to the recording yet. Okay. There we go.
Ooh.
Woo! Very simple, but it really spices up the image. And you can even add all kinds of colors to this. So you can start with white. It could get over to pink here, it can get over to yellow here, it can go back to blue. You could really, have a lot of fun with it. So
I love that.
Yeah, I'm definitely digging it. So I think what we can do now is just make it even faster. So right now it's on 0.2. So let's make it even faster so it can really, because GIFs it has to be quick. You can't mess around.
Yeah, what is the actual timing of a GIF that that's the most kind of like that actually makes the most sense?
That's a great question. I tend to go with 5 seconds or less usually. Now, for a lot of the stuff that I do for Adobe, the GIFs are often to explain something that's complex. And so sometimes the GIFs will push 10 seconds, but 10 seconds is like really, you're really pushing it, I think, especially
really
if the GIF is going to show up.
People are looking at it for 10 seconds.
Right.
So 5 is probably your safe. Five
to 6 is probably where you want to be. Really, really fast, really fast. And then another thing for GIF design, if, for example, you wanted to throw these into your emails, right? Like if you're a small business owner and you're like, hey, I really want to throw this GIF into my email. Some email clients don't actually show the full GIF. They won't play the full GIF. They'll only show the screen of the GIF. So in this case, I have four frames here. They will only show the first one. So from a designer's perspective, that means that your first, this is a little bit different, but say that we were animating these letters, right? Say that letters came in GRE, like that. The first frame of that for an email should probably be this one with all of it, just in case it doesn't actually play the GIF.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it would be like, it would show this one here, and then it would sequence GRE, blah, blah, blah. And then you always end and start with the same frame usually for GIF design. That's usually kind of the rule of thumb. Yeah.
Interesting.
So that it can play in a loop and be very seamless, and it's not like all weird,
That makes sense. That makes sense. We're going to be professional GIF designers by the end of this stream.
Heck yeah, man.
It's one of those things around in XD I've not tried. It's pretty great. So easy. Look at that.
So it's a little bit, it's a little funky, but you can kind of see the line weights going in and out. So we have something easy. Yeah, right? Yeah, there we go. Boom.
Oh, nice.
We have a little GIF. So I think what I'll do now, I just kind of mindful of the time. Let's try and record this guy. So bear with me, it's on Windows, so the recording structure is very different. But I will try and record this. So as promised, I've really bumped up the delay to give me time to actually click the button. So up here, so it's like different, it's Windows G. And now it's going to start to record. Now the good thing is I have it on a loop, right? So I can just wait. I can wait for it to be good for me. On Mac, it's much easier. It's much easier on Mac.
Right. So you right now, can you briefly explain where you're looking through QuickTime right now?
I'm looking through Windows version of QuickTime. Is like, it's very strange. I personally am having a hard time, but it's designed for gamers to be able to stream their.
I see.
And it's a little harder to use in QuickTime, in my opinion. But usually what you'd be able to do is just click that top button up there and it would just start recording and you wouldn't have to do any of that extra work. So that's kind of what just happened there. I just did a clip essentially, and then it's going to save that somewhere and then I can go pick it up. So, so I'm going to do it again because that one was, let me just make it really big actually. Whoops, sorry, a little bit smaller. I'm gonna do that again because it was too long. It was a little bit too long. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait around. Wait till it goes back. Windows G, clicking recording. Wait for it. And I can just cut that part off, if I need to. Great, so I have a file. And let's see what it looks like.
Cool.
Let me kind of delete, so here we go. Or maybe it's 10 seconds by the time it got all done.
There you go. GIFs galore.
gifts galore. So what I'm noticing here is that I didn't really realize that this does not happen on Mac, but it's showing the preview top there.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's kind of annoying. But
Well,
the good thing is, oh yeah, go for it.
what would happen if so do you usually record always on QuickTime or the QuickTime equivalent, or have you ever done the actual recording through XD, or is there a benefit to doing it this way?
No. I usually do the recording through XD. There's something weird with Windows. I was trying to trouble the weekend and I just couldn't figure out exactly how to have it not show that that weird thing. So I'm sure someone on the chat probably has a better idea for that. I just wasn't able to figure it out in the limited time that I had. So that's all.
No, this is great. It's one of those things where it's like people are using XD on Windows, and these are like pitfalls we need to see and kind of unearth. And so if anyone is having the same issues, here you are kind of going through it with them.
Yeah. So here's kind of what happens when I, so in Mac, that would just start recording, so it's a little different, but it's cool. It's fine. What we can do now is, so we have a little GIF. So I think with the last couple of minutes, we can head over to, I'm just going to use a free GIF optimizer. The one that I prefer is called GIF Brewery, but it's only available for Mac. So we won't be using that one today. And by the way, the reason I'm using my Windows computer, for anyone who's like, why not just use a Mac? I don't have an Ethernet adapter for my Mac. And I wanted to be sure we could, not get cut off. So that's the reason I'm not using that today. But that's okay. All right. So I'm just going to go for like Easy GIF, pretty good website where you can just crop GIFs, do a bunch of other cool stuff on there. So just do a video to GIF. That's kind of the first step. And we see that we have some nice examples here. Let's go with the most recent one. Upload the video. Look, I'm getting an Adobe ad as well. It's great. So, that's good.
Like, we're gonna target you. We think Adobe classic.
So yeah, now we're just waiting for it to come. Nice. It's gonna come here, and
cool.
Yeah, just kind of waiting for
it. We have about 12 minutes. So if anybody is, if anyone has a portfolio they want us to review, please share it. The tab right above, right next to chat, there's chat info, portfolio review. You hit that. There's a little link in the description. It says click here to join the Discord. Join the Discord, upload your portfolio, link it directly. We can check out your Behance. We mostly check out your Behance.
Yeah, let's see it.
We'll say some awesome things. We'll only say awesome things. How about
awesome
that?
Things. Only awesome things.
Only awesome things today. It's just one of those days where I think positivity is going to shine. It's going to be our guiding light here.
Yes.
So excellent. So yes. So bring on those portfolios. How is your how do you feel about your portfolio, or how did you feel when you're first starting to make your portfolio? If you have any advice for people who are just starting out.
Oh my gosh. It's a whole thing. So my background's in architecture and earthquake engineering. So portfolios are just required. So I'm fortunate because even transitioning into design, I was still very accustomed to the idea of requiring a portfolio, which not every field has that, right?
Right.
So I think with a portfolio, the main thing that I actually learned, I think that I can set this up actually. We should be okay to go here. Yeah. While I'm speaking about the portfolio stuff. Documentation. It has, in real life, I'm an extreme minimalist. I love giving stuff away. I love getting rid of stuff. I love selling stuff, getting it away. But with digital stuff, I have learned that it is better to be a digital hoarder because you just document everything. Like when you start a new job, document all of your stuff. When you're preparing to leave a job, documenting your stuff. Organize your folders when you're doing projects. It has saved immense time because that's half the battle. it's hard to come up with a story for your work, and it's also hard to find like good high resolution images. So I say document, keep the .ai files, keep the .psd files. Don't just rely on a export, like keep all of that stuff, you know, because I've gotten burned, hard drive failures, whatever,
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
I've lost stuff. Do not let that happen to you.
It's like it's a pain I don't wish upon any creative, is losing or having a hard drive. It's just one of those things that once it's happened to you, you're like, never, I wish that upon no one.
It's horrible.
And then you're stuck with maybe, and it's actually interesting. Sometimes that happens, and it's even more important to have portfolio in that case, because sometimes you're kind of left with whatever you've
only what you put up.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, it's freaky, man. I'm telling you,
we've had similar things happen to us where it's like, oh, okay, this is all I have now. Lindsay says, shout out to the other digital hoarders. That's right.
Yeah.
Nina, I'm a massive digital hoarder. Yes, yes, ladies. Yes, this is what we like to hear.
I've learned the hard way, man. I'm just saying. So
yeah. Not only with your digital files, keep those cameras nearby. Keep your phone cameras out and take photos of your sketches, photos of your, desk photos aren't just for your Instagram, really cool, sweet desk, those are process, sometimes you're not on your computer and you're doing things. So keep your cameras out and keep documenting your work. Kingsley has a question really quick. Let's go into
let's hear it.
What about portfolios for content strategists, especially those new to the field or transitioning from other writing fields? Interesting. Is that kind of overlaps into some of the work you do with growth, maybe? It's interesting. Have any work?
That's a great question. I think with, at least from my teaching days, I think the advice that I often gave for content folks is that the story is king in that case. And so it's almost like if you're it may be a little bit different, but say that you write a cool blog and you want to have documentation, because the web changes, right? And so you want to have documentation of that you wrote for that cool blog and not just rely on the link. I would actually get a nice every time I've published something or my words or my content show up somewhere, I would be taking screenshots of that, high quality screenshots. There are several Chrome extensions that you can use to kind of capture the entire length of a website very easily, and it stitches it together nicely. I would be using all of that stuff to document. Now, that doesn't talk so much about the portfolio creation part, since I'm not a content strategist. I'm not super sure. But in terms of the documents, from what I hear from like other friends who are copywriters and things like that, oftentimes they get sad because the link is no longer available, and so they're trying to show that they did some work for this thing and the context that it was in, but they don't have it anymore. And
okay,
that would suck. That would really suck.
That would. So it's I like what you said. Story is king. So, taking those screenshots, understanding kind of like how, not just the story of what you've made, but the story of how it's lived. It sounds like for content.
Absolutely.
That's interesting. Yeah. So much of design work is just, design portfolios are just beautiful, beautiful hero shots. I think we're edging away from it, and more people are getting better and better at their case studies, but I love that story is king in some of these places and other very related fields.
Right.
And it actually really feeds in perfect to this gift creation, like I'm sure, there is a flow at which you want people to understand and watch this and see this animation. And so it all comes back down to story and how you tell it.
Yeah. And we just did a tiny little bit today because, you don't have so much time, but I did put up on my Behance page last night just a little snippet of a recent experiment that we did here at Adobe, where we used exactly what we're doing now, the exact same idea. So feel free to check that out for a little bit more details. But here's the final GIF, everybody.
Nice.
There it is. It's in the GIF format. And usually another thing with GIFs, smallest file size is the best. So let's see how big this here is. So right here, we're at about 48 megabytes, which is very large. So we would definitely want to optimize that. Or 4 megabytes, sorry, I misspoke. We're at about 4.8 megabytes, which is still very large. Usually 2 or less is the best for gifts. So, but you can quickly, easily just optimize with this tool or some other tool that you have to get it to be really small and lightweight. So
Nice.
yeah, let's take another look at it. Boom.
Awesome.
Looking good. Not too bad.
Great. That's great. So fun, so quick, so easy. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for tomorrow. You want to go over kind of what we're going to be hitting and touching upon tomorrow for your stream?
Yeah, sure. So tomorrow what we're going to do is we're going to really extend this concept. I'm going to make, I think 12 of these kind of very simple social media cards with a bunch of different types of text. And we're going to use a plugin so that we can easily kind of make a batch of social media assets at once and quickly change the text. We're going to have like some sales on there. So like 70%, 50%. We're going to have some holidays on there. So like, Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July. We can quickly change out all of that text, all of the prices, all of the images very quickly with a plugin. So then you can just have a batch of them ready. And so when you want to like upload it to like Facebook ads or Instagram ads, or some other ad management platform, or, just in the queue of work that you want to share on Instagram, you don't have to do a whole bunch of work. You can kind of do a whole bunch of things at once, click a plugin button, change all of that text for the next thing that you need it for, and move on. So it should be kind of fun.
Oh man, I can't wait. That's going to be great. Good. That's going to be good. Yes, I'm excited. It's really great. And we have a little bit of time left. If there's, anything you kind of wanted to, we can take a look. Let's see. The chat has some. Chat, if you have any questions,
yeah,
we can always, throw them in here. We'll do some portfolio reviewing, but we usually have time to kind of go through them. Let's see. Yeah, I love it.
Questions.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Oh, well, Jacqueline just has a question around, replaying this video. Absolutely. This lives on Behance forever and ever. And on YouTube.
Oh, God.
And on YouTube. So if anyone is actually watching on YouTube, awesome. Great platform. But if you want to see these projects, literally the projects that we're creating right now, jump on over to Behance and come check them out and be a part of the community. There's also a chat going on over here. I love it. Yep. And in a bit, we'll be doing some portfolio reviews. So is this a project that you've done recently that you've have pulled up?
Yeah. So we had some extra time. So I was like, I could kind of show this was a series that was actually done by Howard Pinsky. He went through and built an app with XD. Yeah, you know that guy. And so we wanted to make a GIF for an email that just kind of showed exactly what they would be learning in there. And so I don't think it is hooked up. Great. So let's just kind of see. Let's see if the recording works like we want. So this is a GIF that I designed for that. So you see that it's super slow and it's showing all of the different elements, exactly as Howard presents them. So it's super slowed down so that you can really see it. And then later on, we kind of speed it up. So I'll let it play again so that folks can see it. So you see each screen is I'll kind of put it over here.
Talk about storytelling, right? Talk about instruction and storytelling and, how important it is when you're learning to have things broken down and how essential this is in understanding how something's created. Also, when you're describing it to somebody, right? Like you're describing a new feature or concept. This is exactly what you do. So very cool that it's Howard's.
Yeah. And the cool thing about this is that, because he designed it in XD, I could just use the XD elements. We didn't have to do the Photoshop thing. The Photoshop thing is great because it gives you a head start. But for this one, it's like a little bit more video-ish. And so it was nice to have just, breaking down exactly what he does in a GIF form. Mm-hmm. And then kind of as a little bonus, I think that I added so here's a final one for the email. So you see that it's now in the background.
I see, yeah.
You see it kind of, the elements are dropping in. And you also see some color differences. That happens a lot with GIFs because you have to compress it so much. So compression and optimization of GIFs is like, that could be like 3 Adobe Lives right there, you know? It's just like video editing, you know, you have to, you know, there's some work required. But for the basic stuff, you know, you really don't have to do a lot at all, you know, really easy.
Well, you know, it's one of those things, chat, you know, this is the pro, right? This is the pro to talk to. It sounds like, you know, you're the one to go to for GIFs. And so chat, if you're making them right now, or maybe you're inspired to make some,
yeah,
come back tomorrow and come hang out with us. But we'll definitely have some time at the end of this stream. Actually, right now is portfolio review time. So we have 2 awesome portfolios.
I'm so excited.
Synced up to go. I'm very excited. Looks like I have, yep, I've shared my screen. Looks like it, by the magic of technology, we have arrived to my screen. Look, ma, no hands. So let's start with Carson's. Looks like we have a graphic designer. And I love that we have a graphic designer on. I think this is a really great intersection for kind of like both of our understandings and fields. So let's take a look right off the bat. Off the bat, you know, I've always appreciate a really great informational space, you know, and Behance does offer this always to the left-hand side. And so really taking the time to fill that out and giving us information that we need. You know, where you're from, obviously, if I'm like looking for people to work with, or maybe where you're working, links to your LinkedIn, always important to take that step. If you have an outside portfolio, it's also the time. Let's see. So I'm gonna let you decide what you would like us to take a look at. Anything standing out?
Oh man, the typography of the top left one looks great. I'm also curious to see the Malabar bag at the bottom if you scroll a little bit.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
those two
there.
really.
Let's put Malabar first, because it's a little bit farther down. I like to start with something a little bit more at the bottom.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Very cool. So I guess right off the bat, do you have anything kind of off the bat you'd like to talk about? You see with hers?
Yeah, I think this is looking great. I love how the bag is super clear. I can clearly see what it is. I think the main thing, forget a little bit how Behance works, but just a small blurb or story about what's happening. I think that would just really help.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And kind of, you know, it doesn't have to be super excessive, because what I like about Behance is that it really prioritizes images. So you don't have to make like long case studies and stuff like that if you don't, you know, if that's not your jam. But I could benefit from just a short little story about what Malabar is. Mm-hmm.
Maybe how long you worked with them, or maybe
how long, yeah.
Maybe is this a real product? Is this maybe not? I think I agree with you 100%. The case study, you have this beautiful imagery.
Beautiful imagery, yeah.
I want that full screen. I want this whole, you know, I want to see this detail on the packaging, and maybe you spent a lot of time with the copy, even with this. I mean, I can zoom in. I can zoom in on my end, like with my own computer. But you want to, if you have already made that asset, just make that, blow that up, make that.
Crop it in, yeah. Because this stuff is great. Like I'm even just looking at the detail on the labels up at the right-hand corner.
Yeah.
I mean, the stars on there and the little, I mean, I'm a physics buff. So I'm like, I see stars, man. Like, that's so cool. I see, you know, it just looks great. It looks really cool.
It really does. And I really want to see it. So that's your biggest feedback for this project. Cause this one, it does, we're super drawn to it. Show us more, show us up close, show us the detail and the level that you're working with. So very cool. And a description, of course. And then, so what was that other one? You were really...
Yeah, that typography right there. Right, that typography is...
Hell.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, yes.
Whoa.
GIF design.
Yes.
I see it.
Whoa.
I see it. This is cool.
Oh my gosh, perfect.
With Illustrator. Wow.
Oh, I see. So they're like full. So maybe their Instagram story, maybe for an Instagram story, because it seems to be like phone size.
Yeah.
Like screen size. Oh, that's awesome.
These are looking cool, man.
That's the one thing with, I want to see all this detail, but it's, you know, and I get that it's a phone size because it's so long. Mm-hmm. I want to see it all, like, I kind of want to see it all as fit my screen, right? So maybe kind of doing the opposite of what we said for your last project, kind of like reining it in a little bit more, dialing it back a little in terms of size, so we can really see them like in action. But this is, but generally these gifts are
this is
awesome.
Super cool. And then too, like I just had sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go for it.
I was just thinking for this project, in my previous role, I helped to manage the design for a retail store. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes we would have like tutorials in there where we're trying to show folks how to use something. And so you can actually just record the phone screen. You know, if have the ad playing on your phone screen, that could be cool. Or, you know, it could be something as simple as just recording exactly this with with a clay phone in the background, very, very light, so that you see the context. Right. But if it's already a live ad, you can do less work and just do a screen recording of your phone, you know,
screen recording, maybe somebody getting there or like stumbling upon it, maybe within their feed, would be a great kind of way to kind of showcase this. Or if you want to go above and beyond, you know, like maybe getting a shot of it in someone's actual hand, or putting it directly on like a really nice mock-up. But
this is rad though.
Overall,
beautiful typography.
I'm loving it. I'm loving the typography. I'm loving the vibe. I'm loving the color. I'm really drawn to this screen to the right, like with the actual hand and the monochromatic kind of blue.
Mm-hmm. The little stars twinkling. It's really well done. Really well done.
It's really great. So this is a really great example of how those GIFs can really make a difference. And it's quick to do, and it's a great asset to have, and it's catchy, and it's actually what's the word? It's
punchy.
Punchy. Punchy.
Our music term here. So
punchy. It's punchy. Loved that. Carson, that was awesome.
That was beautiful. Thank you, awesome. Carson.
Really great work with that. And it looks like you're doing it with and for Planned Parenthood, which is awesome. So great work there. I want to see more, because even this right here, I want to know.
Click it. Let's do
it. Let's do it. I usually do like two around, but you know what? Let's do it. Ooh, okay. So we have like an infographic sheet.
Very timely right now. Very timely. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Carson. Thank you. This is great.
Very cool. Love it. You know, infographics, neat. I love infographics that are, you know, we're using a very simple color palette. I think it helps with your storytelling and really getting into what is important to you. Infographics are essentially like one really large graffiti wall of sorts of information, right? And it's it's on the viewer to kind of dive into what they're drawn to. Obviously I'm on board with the subject matter here.
Yes.
Really great. So that alone, you know, you're taking a very hard subject matter and kind of distilling it down, and that's what infographics are doing. And I think you're doing a great job doing that.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that there are a lot, like I can see, especially with a subject matter like this, I see statistics being overly used, whereas this really relies on simple illustrations, instead of being like overly statistic, like overly stats. Because it's more, I feel like it's more impactful storytelling personally for this subject matter. I think too, that just the way you've lined them up here, Carson, like this could easily be like, you can easily throw these into XD and animate it as like a slideshow or something. Like it could be so easy because the colors
I was just thinking that
perfect.
Yeah. I was thinking that, or like it's one of the carousel viewing options on Instagram.
Exactly. Yeah.
Totally. Awesome work. So we had it to look at it, and I'm glad we did. Cool. So let's go to our second portfolio for Nando's, and
hello.
Here we go. Right off the bat, you know, my thing is I always check out your information. I want to know a little bit more about you, just generally, work aside. And so it is nice to see kind of like, oh, okay, here's some other places you've worked, or how many years maybe you have worked, or I'm getting a good sense of what you've done. And contact obviously is a big one. So, and awards. I mean, obviously if you get awards, showcase them. So it's we know we're getting into something good here. Let's see.
Maybe I'm going to have Fernando review my portfolio. Should be the other way around.
I know.
That's
but
awesome.
You know what? I think he's a great example of great options and how to describe yourself more, right? Like showcase your tool, give your links to, make sure to link up your socials, make sure to link up your external portfolios, make sure to give your contact info. It's never gonna hurt you. It's only gonna help you in terms of getting your name and recognition out. Let's see. So any that really call your name?
I mean,
I'm such a UX
as an engineer by training, I'm very interested in those buildings down there. But that's my own bias,
Which, right here, these buildings.
Yep. I'm a building fanatic. So
okay,
yeah,
so we'll pick that one, and then I'm really into like, I think I need to see some like phone screens because I'm so maybe one of those phone screens options.
Let's do it. Great.
Okay. So we look like we have here we go.
Some video.
Motion.
Cool.
Excellent.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, it's so cute.
Oh my gosh. It also has sound, and I don't think you guys can hear it, but it's their sound.
Okay.
And obviously this is amazing.
Amazing.
This is fantastic. And it's a good example
in
of
Photoshop.
letting the work show for it's really, I think it's going to go the whole alphabet.
That's
and
so
I love
cool.
that. And I love that, but I think we don't need to go through the whole alphabet. But before we click away, it's a good example of letting the work show itself.
Yeah.
Right. And, there is no case study here. It is just what it is. But what he made sure to include was where else this maybe lives. There's a Vimeo link, information about himself. There are moments where you can have your work just be your work. And it's usually when you're very, very good at it. So awesome job.
Beautiful.
Awesome job. Cool. All right, let's keep going to one. Let's do maybe two more here. But let's go for lunar eclipse because
get my stars fixed too. This is great. Yeah.
Here we
30
go.
30 seconds.
Oh wow.
It's
we already have it freaking
I see it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Nice. Yeah, this is definitely After Effects. I was looking, yeah. It's definitely. Hello, John.
It's happening kind of fast. Wow, yeah, those are awesome. Love those.
Yeah.
That line work. And now we're home. Okay, so.
That was awesome.
That was great. A lot of stuff happening, and I wanted to take in every single animation. So, we have the simple, I think the simple line work being animated, it can take you so far. It just elevates your UX tenfold, having something like, this little guy, here we go. This little guy right down at the bottom, just we see really the clever care. We see how your buttons have expanded. We see how your lines are all a part of themselves. Let's see. Oh, it's After Effects. Yeah. So that's the other thing. This can also be done in XD.
Yes, absolutely.
After Effects and XD do share a lot of animation principles and tools that they kind of overlap in the type of animations they create. I will say, as a walkthrough, a little fast, pretty fast. This is awesome, but it's over very quickly. So something I learned back in the day when I was learning interaction design at school, when I was showcasing video prototypes, was the way, the way it's timed in real life is beyond fast. No one actually thinks in the way that you use an app, right? So you really gotta just like you did for Howard's, bring it down the speed,
super
slower than you think you're going, because you're also, you're showcasing something and you're also demoing something. So
yeah, and this is where it kind of differs from GIF design, because GIF design is really for the most part, at least in the social media context, is to grab your attention. So you actually want it to be fast,
right?
Usually, but for portfolio, I've had to learn the hard way too. Portfolio stuff, it's everything has to be slower than you might expect. Yeah.
As a walkthrough, I mean, you can tell he's put in a lot of time and effort into each individual animation, and why not have it go a little bit slower so people can see it and how it fits in a full walkthrough.
It's beautiful though.
It's really great. Yeah, I love it. We even have a night mode happening. That happens so fast. I didn't even see that the first time. Very cool. It's interesting, you know, you go from, you know, a lot of illustrator, you know, obviously he was like an illustrator first and an animator first, and here he is in the UX world kind of doing walkthroughs, and
Yeah.
those principles still apply, and it makes it's looking really good. Let's do one more because I think we do have
Hey,
like a little bit of time.
cool.
Let's just see a oh,
Ooh la
very
la.
fun.
Uh, Rounded clay screens. Yes. I have an affinity for those. Just super easy to read.
Love it. Love it. Looks great. Another case study here that's showing, you know, it's showing us a flow and not being really deliberate about it. It's really interesting. It kind of does the opposite of what we just looked at. We're able to slow down and take a look at each screen, but also know that there is a path through this ordering.
Yeah.
And even though we don't know the language, is that Portuguese? Portuguese, because Brazil. Nice. Very cool. Love it. Make Beautiful. It easy. It was easy.
I'm hungry now.
For real. Yeah, so awesome. Really great portfolios, really fun, really on
Beautiful,
topic.
Guys. Beautiful, yeah.
You know, we saw some animations that we loved. I think animating is the name of the game for the future of UX. So I think you know, maybe using some of those principles we learned in XD today. Do we want to do just like a really quick wrap up of the project today for anybody who kind of just came in maybe right here at the end?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So essentially what we did today, let me actually bring up, I am sharing. Oh, sure. Cool. All right, so I'll just kind of wrap up through the project by just going through what we did. So we essentially found a free template, which you can do inside of Photoshop, or let me actually open up Photoshop now, so you can see. Go back here. So right here, you can just find a free template by poking around in here, just picking any one. Then we kind of walked through that template. So I had my file kind of, let's see, it got recovered because I had a thing. There it is. Okay. So this was kind of this is what we decided to go with, just a simple social media kit. And then what we did was we kind of went through here and changed the text here. Let me zoom in even closer. Change the text here, change the image, change the website. All parts of this are editable, all of the colors, everything. We kind of went through and did that. And then we see here that there's these like little half circles on the side. And so we said, okay, let's try animating that in XD. And so we brought this into XD. Just kind of slow down there. Oops, still in the old project. So yeah, then we brought this into XD and kind of redrew the circles in this case. You could get them from the file as well. Just had a weird technical thing there. I got to figure that out later, what we did. Redraw the circles here, so they kind of make them move. Then also just set it up with some simple prototyping, making sure that it loops so that we have a GIF that's easy to export. We have an MP4 that's easy to make a GIF without too many modifications. And then let me just bring down this time so that we can just start. And then right here, you see, we have a nice GIF right in XD.
Nice. It really looks really cool. Really fast. And you were able to prototype a couple different ideas on your animation style pretty quickly.
Yeah. And then if somebody, like that's the super quick version, but you can make your template in XD. You just start there, and then you can animate this image and animate this gradient so it looks like it's kind of like slime, or water. You could have a lot of fun if you start it right in XD. If you really wanted to get, wild.
Yeah.
But to just start with something really basic,
To move a shape around.
starting, yeah, starting
See what that looks like.
starting Facebook. So
Yeah, no, it was really great. And I think you're starting I think you're about to start the trend of more fun to be had in XD with your with animations. You know, a lot of the time we use animation in XD for something really, you know, simple. Swiping through carousels, some
right.
sort of like a click, a cool hover, which we do love. But I think this is the future, you know, play around. I think a lot of it really bridges the intersection of like illustration and storytelling and into this UX world. And this is awesome. So thank you so much. We
Yeah.
actually, so remember Carson, our portfolio we reviewed that we loved
Yes.
so much, learned that product the very first product we looked at is a real product. And
Nice. Cool. Nice.
and we can actually enlarge those images. So that was even on us. So I love when we're spot on and when the person is watching and we can like get those notes. But overall, I think this was really great. I'm really excited for tomorrow. I hope everyone had fun today. Yeah. So if anybody is stick around. We have so much coming up, and so tomorrow we'll be back and we'll be talking about we're going to be going into more detail around these GIFs. We have a lot of things happening tomorrow. We're going to have, same schedule as today. We're going to have some more XD work with Brandon. Paul Tranny is doing creative challenge for Photoshop. Tyler, hopefully, is back with Voodoo, doing some awesome hamburger illustrations. We're going to have, the creative challenges are still here and we're doing them. So definitely stick around for the XD specific creative challenge. And tomorrow on this stream, we'll be talking about your projects from that. I'm excited. You're excited. I mean, I can't believe it. I can't believe it's Monday. I can't believe all the things we've done in this Monday.
It's been a crazy few months.
I'm sure.
It's been crazy. So it's just interesting that it's like, okay, we're back on Monday again, but it feels better. It feels good. I feel rested and happy. So.
Well, excellent. I think I want to get into XD and do some fun animations over this one night. See if I can do something fun. Let's see that GIF one more time as we're
this one here.
As we're kind of hanging out. Great, love it.
So if you're scrolling on Instagram, this would probably catch your eye in some capacity.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anybody wants to contact you or kind of get in touch with you, or maybe they're doing a project very similar, they need help, where's the best place to reach you?
Well, I kind of hooked up the Behance page a little bit last night.
Nice.
So feel free to reach out to me on there. But I'm also all over the web. My username is Astrophysics on the web, so feel free to find me. LinkedIn for sure, definitely there. I have, portfolio as well, just my name, BrijhetteFarmer.com. So
perfect.
Come on by. Give me a portfolio review actually, because I'm due for a revamp. So
love it.
You guys can help me out.
Well, I had an idea for our segue out. If we saw the avatar images on your screensaver, about how much they loved them. Chat, if you want to kind of play us out, give what element, what nation you are a part of with an emoji. Let's see if maybe that might be fun. Which one are you?
I love heights, so I'm an airbender.
Wow, awesome.
I love heights. I love it.
Very, very cool. I think I'm the water nation. So, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow, chat. So come and join us. It's going to be fun. We're going to make some more awesome GIFs. And this was great. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much, Alexis. I appreciate it. It was awesome.
Awesome. All right.